Alright, starting things off with some positives about this movie. There are some great landscape and nature visuals in this film. I really enjoyed the cinematography here. I like the compare and contrast between the South American jungle in the first Predator film and this North American forest wilderness in Prey. Now, while the original Kevin Peter Hall Predator is still my favorite, I thought this new feral Predator worked pretty well in this movie. It was bold and different while keeping enough of the traditional Predator aesthetics to reassure fans they are indeed watching a Predator film. But this Predator didn't seem to carry the same physical weight to him that previous ones did. I remember scenes in Predator 87 where you would hear the thump of his footsteps. It wasn't constant, but when mixed with the 7'6" frame of Kevin Peter Hall, along with his dance and martial arts background, the creature's presentation was memorable. Another positive, the Predator's gear and weapons technology. Throughout all of the main Predator films, the creature's tech and gear has always had a look that was both ancient and futuristic at the same time, and that tradition continues here, which is a plus. Also, seeing the alien interact more extensively with nature was a great inclusion in the movie. The way he observed the flow of the food chain before deciding who to hunt. There are some entertaining action and kill sequences, but I must say this movie feels much tamer than Predator 1 and 2.
What the hell did you do to him?
Major, you better take a look at this.
Did you find Hawkins?
I can't tell.
And I hate to say it, but there's something kind of soft about this film in comparison to those first two. As for the main hero, the character of Naru just ultimately wasn't a satisfying protagonist in terms of execution. Her being female wasn't an issue for me, she just lacked a physicality I could buy into, and to be fair, maybe that's the point, you know, the whole underdog beating the odds kind of thing. But the character felt young, like she belonged in a teen movie or something. And you compare that to Predator 1 and 2, where pretty much everyone in those films has a level of grime on them. Nobody's a saint in those movies, and everyone is blatantly adult. It is a universe, a world that really has no place and no room for children or teenagers. Someone that was a few years older and had a more physical, athletic appearance would have sold some of these confrontations with the Predator much more effectively for me. There's shots toward the end that almost look comical when Naru and the Predator are going one-on-one. Because of how youthful she looks and behaves, there's almost a vibe like, you know, the Predator is fighting a child. In fact, outside of her brother, the other warriors in the tribe looked on the young and scrawny side of things as well. The more I think about it, the main protagonists in this film looked like they belonged more and more in a teenage movie, and that really has no place in a Predator film. None of the characters in Prey were as entertaining as the cast of characters from both Predator 1 and 2. Each character in those films was slightly and many times extremely exaggerated and emotive, a feast of over-the-top characters chewing scenery, performances that fit perfectly into the world their stories occupied. Now, to speak a little bit on Naru's brother, he was the standout in the movie outside of the Predator, of course, and he was the only one in the film who seemed to be truly worthy of a showdown with the creature. He was graceful, humble, and caring throughout the film while still being the standout warrior. Naru in some ways was the exact type of character I don't enjoy in action movies, which is a child, or at least an annoyingly ambitious adolescent. This movie did many things successfully, but didn't take full advantage of the cinematic possibilities these characters and environments could have provided. But there's enough good here to leave me looking forward to another film. As many others have mentioned, the idea of just dropping these creatures into different times in history has massive potential. For me, Predator 1 and 2 still sit comfortably at the top of the franchise, and after recently rewatching 2010's Predators, I realized I enjoyed that movie quite a bit more than I remembered. Prey is certainly better than 2018's The Predator, and I don't count the Alien vs. Predator films in this discussion, just for clarity. The highest I can honestly put it right now is maybe the number 3 spot. That is that. Thank you for watching the review, and until the next time, I will catch you on the next go round.